All right, and we're live. And once again, I don't have my regular sidekick, so I'm joined this week by Argent. How's it going?
Yo. Good, good.
And all right, well, let me just make sure this is going on the YouTube real quick because it looks like it's kind of delayed. Come on.
Yep, I see it.
Okay, good.
Cut my life into pieces.
Yeah. Well, I'm making fun of that fucking whatever that Cuck metal song or whatever by Stray from the Path. You know.
Right.
Um. Yeah. That's an actual like parody song somebody put on YouTube. It was like "Cuck my life in two pieces. This is my wife's black son." um, but yeah, once again, the Poe's Law. Then real rock music found its way to there. All right, so some house cleaning before we get in any kind of topics, really. I lost my train of thought there. Now, earlier this week, I had Mr. Matoker on a stream, one of my weekday streams. And I know my weekday streams, about half of you guys don't listen to the weekday streams, which is fine. But you may want to listen to that one because I had Jim on. So just a heads up. I think, I don't know, I did like 2 this week or some shit. Like, you'll see it. Mr. Matoker's in the title. That was a really good talk. Jim and I mostly just talked about, a lot of the E-Celeb shit. The channel awesome guys, DSP, that sort of crap.
We should do like a dedicated. I always miss the times you come on when you talk about DSP.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about them some today because I did hear an interesting tidbit. That channel Extra Mana that's constantly ripping on Spoonie mostly. Mm-hmm. He said that he messaged DSP to try and get an interview because he kind of brought this to attention. I realized nobody's been able to interview this guy.
No, he won't be interviewed by anyone.
Well, apparently DSP thinks he apparently was willing to do it, but he was going to charge $800 to be interviewed.
Like, to be honest, like he never would, but just if he wanted to like have an interview, I'd do like a really fair interview and like let him make his case and that kind of thing.
I mean, just to have him on here, just to be able to ask questions. If I could be, I would. If I could be guaranteed he'd stay the hour and not quit, I'd pay him $80. But $800, you out of your fucking mind? Just because there's so many questions, I'd like to ask.
Like just the to kind of see what bullshit he would come up with. To try to answer stuff, it would be worth the $80.
I mean, seriously, like all the questions basically boil down to like, the fuck are you doing?
Like it's like just when you think like you've seen everything, his life just gets weirder.
Well, yeah, I did an interview with Jim, so check that out. And also, if you haven't checked it out yet, I have a VidMe channel where I do little animated videos. Luke does the animation for them. There are 2 of them up right now. There's a 3rd one in the works. The audio is already done for it. Luke's working on the animation. So I think it's like vidme.com/thebechtloff or something like that.
I also have a VidMe.
Oh, do you?
I just mirror YouTube stuff there. Nothing as creative as what you do.
Well, I wanted to put the actual videos on there because, I don't know, I don't want to deal with copyright shit or anything on YouTube,
Yeah, the copyright stuff is just. I actually kind of sided with DSP over like the last round of stuff. Like he got in with the copyright strikes because YouTube copyright is broken.
Oh, it's absolutely broken. I mean, it's a true guilty till proven innocent system, which is absolute horseshit. I mean, not to give TSP too much credit, but he is a big channel with over 100,000 subscribers. It's been here several years. For YouTube to just, take an unverified email's word for it that he broke copyright without looking into it at all.
Like someone impersonated Rockstar Games.
And even if it was from Rockstar Games, you would think, especially with a larger channel, someone would look into it before they put the strike on. You know what I mean? The idea that you just get the strike automatically and then you have to appeal it is fucking horseshit.
Well, and this is kind of, I guess, where I differ from some other detractors is a lot of people defend like filing false copyright claims against him just because they hate him. But I don't know.
Well, to the people that
I
hate
don't
him,
like that.
realize that you put a ton of fucking money in his pocket because he overreacted. He pitched a fucking fit, and he got all his fucking 10-year-old fans to get all overreacted, and they took mommy's credit card, and they all sent him a whole bunch of money. Like, he got a fucking $1,000 of extra fucking donations from that nonsense.
Like, I here's the thing. Like, I understand getting really pissed about that because I've had fake copyright claims before, and it used to be worse. Like, they shut down. Okay, like for my case, I did a review of Dracula Untold, and because I'm a lazy fuck, like all my reviews, it was just a still frame of the movie poster with me talking over it, and I got a copyright strike over that, and I lost my ability to stream and upload more than 15-minute long videos for like a full month.
Yeah, it's horseshit.
And like, well, it's how is that copyright infringement? And it was a positive review, and I told people to see it. And I also got a copyright strike for doing a review of Despicable Me, so I just took it down. So, yeah.
But yeah, I got the VidMe channel, so check that out. And like I said, interview with Mr. Matoker, which I was absolutely thrilled to have him. That was a very spur of the moment thing, but I mean, I fucking adore Jim, so it was great having him on. I had to avoid basically fanboying on him. But yeah, that turned out to be a good conversation. Jim seems just as cool, just chatting to him off the air as he does on.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, so I only got a couple of topics this week. I haven't really paid a ton of attention to the news this week. I mean, hell, even today I was actually I was out on the river. A buddy of mine has a boat, and the only thing better than having a boat is having a friend that has a boat, because then you get to enjoy boating without any upkeep. But
yeah, our boat's absurdly expensive.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey. But I think I got a bit of a sunburn because I'm kind of tired. Like weird getting a sunburn just kind of wipes me out.
Yeah, well, or you're just low energy, one of the two.
Well, all that fresh air and sunlight, it's not good for you.
No.
Yeah.
We are the children of the ice.
Yeah. Yeah, us white folk don't handle the harsh sun that well.
Nope.
But the one thing I did want to talk about, D-Ray, the Black Lives Matter guy, he thinks that the new Planet of the Apes movie is making fun of him. And the reason he thinks that, now, D-Ray is always like wearing his blue vest, I guess, like this sleeveless vest, like puffed up vest or whatever. And one of the monkeys is wearing a blue vest in the movie, and it's a really skinny, faggy looking monkey. So D-Ray just naturally assumed it was him. Like, that's supposed to be making fun of me. I don't really think it was. I don't really think anybody who made fucking this Planet of the Apes movie knows who D-Ray is.
I didn't know who D-Ray is. Who the fuck's D-Ray?
He's sort of the, I don't know, self-appointed leader of Black Lives Matter.
He's the Kang of Black Lives Matter?
Yes, he's the Kang. He is the Kang. And if I was a betting man, he's also a closeted homosexual, but that's neither here nor there. Like, his mannerisms. I wish we had Luke here to throw up pictures. His mannerisms, body language, the way he carries himself. That guy is gayer than 8 guys blowing 9 guys.
It's really funny that like, it always is bizarre whenever blacks complain that the apes are them, when the apes are like the apes literally didn't do nothing. They just want to be good boys and go like live on their own. Like, they're like, and they have intact nuclear families, so they really don't have much relationship to the type of people who frequent Black Lives Matter. Oh, by the way, I did see that movie last night. I have a review of it up. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's great.
You know, I've heard really good things about these Planet of the Apes reboots.
All three of them are excellent.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about them. I've been meaning to check them out. I watched the original. I don't know what the hell was it, like 3 or 4 movies or some shit like that. I watched the Tim Burton remake, which is absolute dog shit. But the original ones are average out to be pretty damn good.
I like the first one. I tried watching a couple of the others, and they just were like horrible. So,
whose picture do you want me to find?
Luke's on it with us here. Find the D-Ray. D-Ray thinks that one of the monkeys in Black Lives Matter are in black. One of the monkeys in Black Lives Matter.
1488 species war now.
D-Ray thinks that one of the apes in the Planet of the Apes movie looks like him because it has a blue vest.
Oh, right. Oh, the first picture of him has a blue vest.
Like, that's literally... Can you imagine, like, thinking so poorly of yourself that you saw a monkey wearing a shirt that kind of looks like a shirt you wear, and you just assumed people were making fun of you? Like, he always wears that faggy blue vest. And look at that guy. That guy should be on the alt-right. He looks so gay.
Oh my god, what the fuck is that thing?
He's gonna have a one-on-one sit down with Milo one time. Let me put it that way.
He has hashtags for his entire shirt, it seems.
Oh jeez.
Anyone who uses the term hashtag unironically needs to be ovened. I'm sorry.
Right. So hashtag oven hashtaggers.
I just like to agree with Boogie. Shout out to Boogie. Yeah, I think Beneath is the worst of the original because they blow the planet up. Because Charlton Heston didn't want to be in a sequel, so they literally just blew the planet up.
But yeah, one of the apes is wearing a blue fucking vest, and D-Ray just is like, they're making fun of me. I don't think they knew who the hell D-Ray is, but
no, I mean, like the context is Bad Ape had been like tortured and beat up, and he had lost a lot of his fur, and he lived in an abandoned ski resort up in the mountains, so it was really cold, so he wore like a parka and he had like a ski vest that he wore to try to, but I mean, I why be trying to inject logic into this? I'm sorry.
Now we just need to figure out what the origin story is for D-Ray's faggy blue vest, and then we can see if they match up.
This is supposed to be the character who has the blue vest.
Yeah, that's D-Ray thinks that looks like him.
If he says so.
I don't know, D-Ray. The ape looks like it has a little bit of light in its eyes still. It might have a bit of the divine spark in it. You, on the other hand, I think you've snuffed it out.
I like Bad Ape. He was a good character.
Well, I certainly hope that D-Ray wins an Oscar for that stellar performance.
I don't ironically like it if I think what's his name deserves an Oscar. Andy Serkis for his role as Caesar.
Oh,
I heard Woody Harrelson's really good in it.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson just plays Woody Harrelson. So.
Yeah. But he usually does it very well.
No, it's fine. I like that he plays himself in every movie. You aren't going to hear me complain about that.
I really liked him in the Hunger Games.
You know who's my favorite actor? What's his name? Who's the guy who plays Hawk? Jeremy Renner, because he phones in every role. And you can just tell he doesn't care. And he just doesn't give a crap, and it's amazing.
But they kind of it's like everyone who casts him knows that, so it always seems to fit the character.
Yeah.
Like
he's kind of like Nick Cage. You can just tell he wants to be anywhere but there.
Yeah.
Nick Cage literally phones in every movie.
Yes. Renner became the absolute perfect Hawkeye just because of how little of a shit he gave. That fit the character so well.
I love how, like, didn't you say, like, it would be too much effort to have a Hawkeye movie or something like that?
Well, they wanted to do a Hawkeye and Black Widow movie because they knew, well, they were pushing so bad to get Scarlett Johansson in more shit, but they knew she couldn't carry a movie. So they wanted to do Hawkeye and Black Widow, and he was just like, I don't want to.
Didn't she not want a movie, or
no?
Or are they making are they making a shitty Black Widow movie?
I don't know if they are or not. I don't think they are. I think her window on playing that role is rapidly closing.
Good.
I mean, just the difference in her between Iron Man 2 and the first Avengers movie is startling. I mean, I wouldn't say she's in bad shape in Avengers, but compared to her in Iron Man 2, I mean, there's no comparison. I don't know who was training her for the Avengers movie, but he needed to work just a touch harder.
Yeah. I never found her that attractive. Maybe it's just me.
Well, I have a thing for redheads, but other than that,
well, she's not a redhead though. Natural.
She's pretty pale skinned though. She pulls it off.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look up pre-nose job Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. What else we got? Oh yeah, Tariq Nasheed. See if you can bring up his logo, Luke. Tariq Nasheed created a database, some website for suspected white nationalists. Oh wow, yeah. You know, I kind of think she looks cuter with the goofy nose. But that I kind of like it when a woman has a bit of a flaw like that. It makes her sort of more girl next door. I don't know. I personally find it more endearing.
So Tariq Nasheed, what did he? Oh yes, I know this. Yeah, this guy.
Okay, yeah. So he makes a database for where he's going to put, if he thinks you're a Nazi, you know, what if they call you a Nazi? He's going to put you on this website, right? Now the logo looks like a fucking swastika, and I actually thought he was doing it on purpose, you know, because he's supposed to be categorizing Nazis or whatever. Yeah. Well, when somebody called him on it, he's like, "No, it's not a swastika." And Luke, if you can get it up here, it's a fucking swastika. Okay, It is a fucking swastika. Look at that. How did he not know that was a swastika? I've kind of, when he denied that was a swastika, I officially reached the point where I'm like, okay, I now believe that Tariq Nasheed is some sort of Andy Kaufman like act, and that he's just trolling everybody to like get on fucking news networks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is you could not see that. I mean, it's like the guy who handed him in the logo was fucking with him and he didn't catch on to it or something. Is that what I'm led to believe? You can't not see that's a swastika.
It helps if you're stupid.
I mean, it's just a simple edit to make it into a swastika.
I don't know. I kind of reached a point where I was like, nah, he's got to be fucking with us.
He's just trolling.
I'm kind of suspecting that. And the other reason I suspect that is he doesn't block people on Twitter. The true believers in this sort of insane social justice shit, they love to scream rape and then hide behind the block button. But the trolls obviously don't do that. They want to fucking engage you.
Right.
I mean, even Movie Bob hides behind the block button now, and for the longest time, that was the one praise I used to have of him, that he didn't do that.
Movie Bob. What a guy.
I did tell Jim, I'm like, you really should do a video on Movie Bob.
What did he say?
He was like, fuck Movie Bob. that was, I mean, he didn't give me a yes or no, but basically his response was, fuck Movie Bob.
I actually, like, the thing is, I don't think he's even that bad. I think he's like a pretty good reviewer, actually.
Movie Bob is decent, or he was before he got way too down the rabbit hole. He was good at what he did. I used to like some movie. As Razorfist put it, what can you say about Movie Bob that isn't preceded by the phrase, I can't believe I used to watch? The other thing Jim said, and I'm actually surprised this hasn't picked up more steam. Jim said that he has got some dirt on Linkara that's going to come in the final Channel Awesome video when he talks about just the various miscellaneous dirt. And his exact quote was, if I can get all this together and really show that this is the case, Linkara is fucking done.
Wow.
That was his exact words. Linkara is fucking done. I don't know what he plans on dropping, but
it has to be like really bad. I admit, like, I kind of feel bad sometimes if like just drama ruins people's lives. I mean, if it's something really bad.
I've always kind of like, don't get me, like I said, I'm a big hypocrite and I watched his video and I laughed, but I always felt a little bad for Linkara that people were like digging up his porn history and stuff like that. I mean, he is a pompous asshole and I can understand why people want to do it. And he's also a big hypocrite because he's bitched about like comic books having like rape subplots or something when like his actual fan-made comic is just fucking filled to the brim with rapey shit all through it. But at the same time,
he kind of seemed harmless.
Yeah, I don't have a real he's apparently insufferable to work with, but I will say that he is very good to his fans. He interacts with them very pleasantly. He never really seems to snap at them. You know, if people ask him to if people ask him to retweet shit, he'll retweet it. And yeah, he's put out solid work consistently. I mean, you know, what if you don't like Linkara's stuff, that's one thing, but you can't say that his stuff has gotten terrible or anything. You know what I mean? It's basically right where it always was.
Well, I mean, he does like put it out on a consistent basis. I guess just to me, like if someone's a bit of a douche, I mean, you can make fun of them, but I don't like it if people like actively try to like fuck them up in terms of their business or their ability to make a living. Like I don't like it when people do false copyright claims against DSP. As big of a douche as he is. Although I think to a certain extent you can argue DSP went over the line with how he scammed his fans a couple times, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like somebody like Lindsay or even Spoonie, I don't mind people really going after hard.
No, but yeah, because they
like pure fucking evil, and Spoonie's about as much of an asshole as you can be.
Well, Spoonie literally stole money from people.
Yeah, Spoonie is basically, and you know, I had Razor Fist on here right after Jim Spoonie video, and Razor Fist was like, "Well, nobody has to, you know, send money, and Patreon's not a contract, and people don't have to give." And I'm like, look, you're kind of arguing that like Spoonie doesn't have a legal obligation to follow through on this.
He has a moral obligation.
Yeah, he has a moral obligation to follow through on it. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't. No, he doesn't have a legal one. I mean, granted, there hasn't been any real court cases on this sort of crowdfunding shit, so who knows how the law is going to catch up to this stuff. But really, as of right now, there's nothing you could do legally about it. But he is, you know, like Razor Fist was taking a position like, oh, so he quit doing videos. Well, so what? He wants to quit doing videos, but that's the point. He never really quit doing videos.
Well, he didn't announce it. He didn't say, "Look, I'm done."
It'd be like if you quit your job, but you still showed up to work and collected a paycheck. You just weren't doing work. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to
pretend he was going to come back.
You know, he just stopped doing it. People are giving him money for ostensibly for content that he is not producing. That's what it says on the Patreon. Give me money to keep doing to keep doing these videos, and he's not doing the fucking videos. Now you can argue that, you know, it's their own dumb fault for giving him money, whatever. But even that doesn't hold up because, I mean, like, if I leave my front door open and somebody robs me, well, yeah, it's on one level my fault that I left the front door open, but it still doesn't make it morally or even legally okay for someone to rob me.
Okay, but did Spoonie have a track record of scamming people before this? Because, like, if people give DSP money now, like, you can't blame DSP for it because it's well known that he's, like, a piece of shit and that he scams people out of money. Like, it's not a surprise, but I kind of feel like with Spoonie, no one, like, really expected it from him.
Yeah, and everybody that stopped giving him money, when you look into the website, it's all people that are like, you know, I can't enable you anymore, you know, because, I mean, the guy is self-destructing. There's no doubt about that. You know, I mean,
his if you look at his website, it hasn't been updated in like over a year.
His wish list has, though.
His wish list has been updated.
Yeah.
I think he posted his last video like 4 months ago.
Was that the fucking like playthrough of Alien?
No, that was way longer.
Oh,
I
that
think it was
like
a
year
playthrough
ago.
of Dark Souls 2, and I think he rage quit.
Of course he did. Because he just... Well, you know, King of Pole had a good point about DSP, where it's like, the DSP clearly doesn't like video games anymore.
No, he hates video games.
I mean, like, he's playing through Crash Bandicoot, and what is he... Like, if you're playing a video game and you get stuck at a spot, you just... You know, maybe you stop playing for a while, you walk away, you come back fresh, you know, or you just sit down and try and figure it out or something. Well, what DSP does is he just hits his head up against the wall until the wall finally breaks, and then he says the wall was bugged, and he moves on to the next wall. You know, he doesn't like doing this anymore. And on some level, that's really sad. I mean, you talk about being trapped in your own personal hell.
Well, no, his commentary is shit. Like, that's, I think the worst thing about DSP is actually just how bad his Let's Plays are. Like, because I don't really mind that he doesn't edit. I don't mind, like, that he uploads so many videos even. But if you watch them, he doesn't, like, talk about anything. Like, he doesn't talk about the game, the genre. He just goes, oh, look at that. That's so lame. Oh, we got a cheer. We got a 20-cent cheer. He says, how you liking the game, Phil? It's okay. It's all right. Oh, we got another 50-cent cheer there.
Yeah, he basically just, you know, I'll say your name if you throw me a penny. I mean, it truly is.
Like, it's boring, and that's
truly is the internet equivalent of the guy that's at like the subway station playing the guitar for people to throw money in the fucking guitar case. At least, but it would be like that if the guy couldn't play guitar.
It's like compared to Bass Duck, man. It just doesn't compare. If anybody's seen my channel, you'll know who Bass Duckman is. He's this guy who dresses up like a Pikmin in like downtown Toronto and plays a drum for like 10 hours a day every Friday. So
I mean, hell, street performers I think have way more dignity than
no, they have more talent. Some of them are actually like good musicians.
Yeah, they're out there hustling. You got to respect that shit. DSP's just sitting his fat ass in front of the camera and being like, "This game sucks. It's bugged."
Like I've had people
playing
like classical violin, and I'll sometimes give them money because they actually have like some talent. But yeah, it's no like. That's what I was saying.
The guys that are beating like fucking trash cans like their drums can at least usually keep a decent fucking rhythm. That's more talent than the ESP.
It's like the worst sin a movie can commit is not to be bad, is not to be like stupid. The worst sin a movie can commit is to be boring. And he is so fucking boring. And that's why he fails.
Well, I mean, he's in rough shape. You know, he doesn't have long at this, and really, the best thing people can do, like everybody that trolls him and fucks with him. I mean, it's one thing to like make videos and make fun of him, but when you're directly fucking with him, you know, stuff like the false copyright strikes, you're only keeping him around longer because that was a shot in the arm to him.
The thing about him is he still makes way more money than I do. And he still lives in his giant house.
Well, yeah, he makes more money than you do, but he's in fucking crazy debt.
Yeah, but like if he sold his house, he could pay off all of his debt. He's just not smart enough to do that. Because his house has gone up a lot in value. Like I did the math one time. If he sold his house now, he could probably pay off most of his debt.
Well, if that's the case, then rest assured he will sell his house after it goes underwater or something.
Yeah. See, what I've been saying for like a year now is because he has his condo in Connecticut, and he's like, I'm bleeding money on my condo in Connecticut. I'm like, well, I think I actually posted under one of his videos. I'm like, Phil, there's these things called property management companies. They'll rent out your apartment, they'll take your condo, they'll take care of it, and they'll collect money for you. And like, it'll hopefully cover the mortgage. But People who have finance degrees and call their channel a business don't think like that.
Well, that's the thing. It as much as he runs it poorly, it truly is a business to him. He has no passion in it, no love for it. He doesn't respect or appreciate his fans. He doesn't even like the things he's doing anymore.
No, he hates video games. He hates them. He doesn't even play up his rage for comedic effect. Like, I'll do that. Like, I'll scream about a movie sometimes, like, just to, because like disproportionate anger is funny, but none of his anger is like even fake. He just hates it.
No, he's just a little kid getting all pissy. And you know what else? And this dawned on me the other day because, he was playing the new Street Fighter on the Switch, and he's like, online lag, and that shit like that. Well,
why does he play games online if they're so shitty?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I was like, if you're really having a problem with your internet like this, why don't you? I don't know. I mean, I have to assume the Switch has local co-op. I don't have one yet, so maybe I'm wrong.
He doesn't have any friends, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Like, why don't you have somebody come over and play Street Fighter with you? I mean, you have this huge channel. Surely someone would like to hop into it or something. No, he doesn't have any friends.
No, he did, but he fucked them over.
Yeah, he fucked over his old friends. But think about it. He's moved to this new area. He probably never leaves the fucking house except to go to, I don't know, Burger King or wherever the fuck he's shoving his fat fucking face. He doesn't, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't, there's nowhere he goes where he'd meet people. He doesn't have any fucking friends.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just, I want everyone to guess in the chat. Okay. So DSP recently gave back his BMW that he was spending like $300 a month on. Guess how many miles he drove on it in the 3 years that he had it. I just want people to guess how many miles he drove. In 3 years on his luxury car, he was spending like $250 a month on. Bechtloff, would you like to guess?
3 years. I don't know what. Maybe a 1 or 2,000.
Okay, well it was 16,000 in 3 years. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I figured because he doesn't go anywhere.
Like, you could just literally buy the cheapest car possible and it would probably be okay for the amount he uses it.
He doesn't even go to the game store up until recently. He was saying, he bought his, games digitally because he had to get them at the first available moment because he had to get those immediate views. And, his girlfriend would be at work, so he couldn't wait till she got home from work to get the game because, he's got to strike at the event. That's the other thing that must burn him out. Can you imagine having to play, like, it's not like you play a game you love and you write a review of it, like some channels do. No, he's got to just, games don't get to be art to him. They don't even get to be toys. They have to be consumables to him. Okay? They have to be, he has to consume a game as quickly as possible and move on to the next game. No fucking wonder he hates them.
His playthrough of Persona 5 was like 350 parts before it got taken down because of copyright strikes. Like, I can't even comprehend that. Like, who the fuck is going to watch a 350 part playthrough?
Yeah, how could you even keep up with that shit?
And he uploads like $20, 20 videos a day. And he's proud of it. He's proud of the shit he does. It's like, I've uploaded more videos than anybody else on YouTube. It's like, that's not really...
It's going to degenerate where he's just going to do... Remember when he did that, he reviewed like a soap and he's like filming himself in the shower or something? He's going to like review like toilet paper one day and just film himself on the can.
Yeah, but like the video where he reviewed that, ironically, that was like actually not that bad a video, because like he actually like seemed like he was having fun. I miss old DSP. I liked it back. Like, I like the I unironically kind of like the Metal Gear Solid playthroughs because at least like it was funny. Like when he was yelling about the Kojima World Order and stuff like that. That stuff was hilarious, but now it's just like he can't be bothered even to make shitty jokes. It's just too much effort. I don't know if there's anyone lower energy than him.
He blocked me on Twitter because I was and to be fair, it was kind of dickish, but I stand by it. Like when he had the tweet where he's like, I broke up with Leanna, I just tweeted above it, bugged relationship mechanics. And then I don't know if he's blocked Mr. Matoka or not, because I know Mr. Matoka responds to him a lot, but there's ways around a block. But like at one point, DSP was talking about like he still wants to open up an Italian restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And Mr. Matoka was like, "Are you gonna serve toilet bacon?" and DSP just got
from poorly cucking with the king.
And DSP got so buttery, he's like, "Yeah, well, you can eat shit."
I can't even imagine. Well, restaurants are literally like the most work of any business you can do. Like, it's hard for me to think of something that's more work than a restaurant. I would not want to own or run one, to be honest. I'm too lazy to do that.
Well, DSP restaurant coming soon. I can't wait to eat there and likely get food poisoning.
There's nothing I can do. Bugged food mechanics.
Yeah, bugged microbe mechanics.
Okay, I admit, and people have said, like I said, too much, but saying it is what it is, nothing I can do, but I digress, is like the most fun thing ever. I kind of want to, I might make a t-shirt on Teespring that says that and sell it, like just as a troll.
He'd try and sue you probably, I guarantee
That
it.
would be amazing if he did.
He'd come after you.
That would be almost worth it, just for the lulz.
Bugged relationship mechanics. All right, the other thing I want to talk about, and then we'll probably take some callers. So there's a new music genre out there. I think it's called Cuck metal. I'm not sure exactly what we call it, but Strayed from the Path has a new fucking song. I don't even know what the song's called, but it's something about like Good Night Alt-Right or something. It's some cucky ass like we hate racist shit. Like rock music has become such faggotry.
It is. It really is.
It was just pathetic. I rambled on about it last night for a while. I mean, I've never particularly been a fan of that shit in the first place, but these days, man, it's such faggotry. But the comments are fucking hilarious. I don't know if you can get onto that video, Luke. If you look for like Stray from the Path or something, you'll find it.
All right, let's see if I can find it.
Like, don't play the video. I don't want them climbing up my ass with copyright. But the comments are fucking fantastic. First of all, the dislike ratio I think is at like 80%. I mean, it didn't go over well, and people are commenting stuff like, cut my life in 2 pieces, or they're like, what the fuck? I love the alt right now. It didn't go over well.
Like it went over as well as Beige Power did.
Oh yeah, that fucking disaster. I don't know, man. A lot of metal guys kind of seem like pussies to me.
Don't tell it Razor Fist.
Razor Fist is the exception. Most of them seem a bit more like Jordan Owen.
Yeah, but you identify with him.
I don't dislike Jordan. He's welcome on his channel, but you know what they say about a guy that owns a bunch of cats.
The comment section. Here we go. What we got? Came here to dislike this garbage.
Came here to dislike this garbage. Cut my life into pieces. Like nobody's. It didn't go over well. It really didn't.
Doesn't sound like it did.
You know what the modern rock scene is to me? It's fucking Henry Rollins. That's the personification of the modern rock scene to me. Like, it's just this paper alpha that as soon as you actually hear him talk, he has the faggiest, safest fucking opinions. It's all a whole bunch of safe, so safe rebellion.
Yeah.
It's like the atheist fucking community. That's what like metal and modern rock is. It's fucking safe rebellion.
Mm-hmm. It's really insufferable just because they think they're like so edgy.
Yeah, it's out the edge.
Democrats, Republicans, it's all the same.
It's fucking Green Day singing about fuck Bush's wars. That's what
American idiot.
It's funny how there was an 8-year gap in which Green Day didn't sing any anti-war songs. That was kind of interesting. Yeah, the 8 years that they just stopped making anti-war songs.
Well, it's just, there was a lot of war they had to deal with.
Cuck core.
Cuck my life into pieces. This is my wife's black son. Humiliation, no breeding. Don't give a F if I catch my wife's cheating.
What's the way? What a bunch of pussies. Mark's metal. I think I cringed myself to death. The power of cat compels you. I'll take reasons Trump won for 1,000.
Amen.
This is my wife's black son.
This makes me embarrassed. I'm alt right now. Liberal biscuit. These guys are so hardcore they have the same political views as Cher. The only thing I like about this video is the dislike ratio. Do you want Nazis? Because this is how you get Nazis. The left can't meme or make music.
No, liberal memes are the worst. They're
Rename
like
your band to Impotent
cringiest
Rage.
ever.
This is fantastic. How can a punk band be pro-establishment? I sucked a dick for a $10 bill, and this is still the gayest thing I've ever seen. A leftist walks into a baseball field, fires 50 shots, and he is the only one killed. Let's see how you would hold up in an actual civil war.
Coming soon in Europe and America.
Who are they referring to? The guy who shot 50?
Oh, the guy that shot the congressman at the baseball game they were practicing for? Yeah, I don't think anybody actually died except him. Not wanting to become minorities in our own countries means we want to gas 6 million Jews, LOL. And then somebody under says, can't we do both?
Oh, there's a cute little icon.
Oh, jeez. Andrea. Oh, my God. That is the best cover for a channel. Holy shit, does this person have any actual videos?
Let's see. These are some videos I see. There, 1, 2, yeah, 9 of them.
Let's see, what are they?
CNN on 911. Cocktails with Cruise You Lose. Feels bad, man.
I wasn't around. You guys talked about CNN threatening to dox the kid, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we did that last week.
Okay, just checking.
Alex Jones is I don't know if it's still going on or not, but he's doing a big old contest where like he's going to give a big cash prize to the best anti-CNN meme.
CNN just like they're just such a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
I love just sorry, I know you talked about it already, but I just love how they posted it on their Twitter, and they like legitimately thought that people would be on theirs, like would people would think that that was okay.
Oh yeah, they thought they did great. They had no idea the hornet's nest they poked.
Because I saw like HuffPo even posted like a piece. They were like HuffPo was like, this is kind of fucked up. Like, and I expected them to just be like okay with it. And I think they said like, oh, it was okay, but they were still very like, eh.
All right. Well, if anybody wants to call in, you can go ahead and message me on the Bechtloff on Skype, and I can bring you in.
Post an email in this web zone if you want to come on the channel.
But yeah, that's about all the topics I actually have for this week. Let's see if we got anybody messaging. Nobody's on the Skype. Oh shit. Let me check Twitter, see if anybody. Let's see. On the Twitter here, the Twitter machine. Oh, come on. Nobody's messaging me to get on. Delta might want to hop in.
Oh, Jolly might want to come on.
Oh, well. I mean, I can't send him a link in the chat, so he's got to message me on Skype.
Actually, I have him. 1 second. Send me a link on Skype, and I'll send it to him.
Oh, hang on, I'm doing one at a time, so I'm gonna bring in Delta. Come on.
I have Photoshop, which I do.
CNN. I saw one where they they photoshopped Trump onto Buzz Lightyear, and CNN was Woody, and it was that scene in the first Toy Story where Buzz Lightyear gets popular and nobody likes Woody anymore.
And they slowly progressed to Buzz being the most popular thing in the room.
Delta, what's on your mind?
Oh, it's on my mind. I'm just checking the news, and I guess the first thing that popped up, I guess Trump's making some more tweets again. It's making the news.
Who's he pissing off now?
I guess he tweeted about some of the stuff with the Russia hoax and the Obamacare disaster.
Huh, that's cool.
And then with the
Sorry,
stock
what
market.
happened with Obamacare?
I guess Trump was just tweeting about some stuff like how he's basically went after the whole hoax, like more Russia, and that CNN like will not drop for like the life of them.
Does anyone legitimately who's not like a liberal believe the Russia stuff?
It's freaking stupid. I heard about it again last night when I was at work. I was like, you got to be kidding me. They're still running with this stupid story. No, it's just reviews after all.
Yeah, I'm still amazed that Buckloff, what was that article you said how Hillary Clinton is still the option for 2020?
Oh yeah, there's
What?
I think it was like HuffPo.
Oh yeah, the Daily Beast.
Yeah, the Daily Beast. One of these liberal e-rags was talking about like, oh yeah, Hillary's going to turn it around in 2020. I'm like, hopefully she's in prison by then. If not, I kind of suspect she's going to be dead. I mean, there's only so many life essences of virgins they can use to keep her alive.
Oh, more war in Paris. Great. And more pause loads.
More pause loads in Paris.
Paris is
Paris, but I guess
literally-
it's London. What's London with their gay metro? They have like rainbows everywhere.
Paris is literally one of the worst places on earth to go. It's so depressing. I'd almost just tell people not to go there.
Don't go to Paris.
There's just blacks everywhere. And
Blacks everywhere. Blacks everywhere. Blacks. There's a black man looking through my window.
Scanners, like the area around the Eiffel Tower is just
Oh man, I found another one. I guess this.
If you're a woman, I
arrest
would recommend don't go to the Eiffel Tower.
Oh man. I guess there's this video like this. They're arresting this black man. I guess this dog just won't let go of his arm. And people are like, is the dog racist? I was like AJ Plus or something like that. Like it was like a Qatari whose source. And it's just, so you care about the blacks. Literally Qatar. This is dumb.
Well, yeah,
Carbon tax.
Europe's basically gone. You know, who'd have thought it would be like the Philippines that would grow a fucking pair of balls?
There's blacks looking through my window. You only want to hear the end of it from like white nationalists. You're just a Jew. You're still hope in Europe. Not with democracy.
No, I think there's hope. We have the God Emperor, so
there's hope in Eastern Europe, where they're still Christian.
I have no hope in democracies. Democracies are literally a failure.
All right. Well, anything else on your mind? Because I do want to get some other callers.
Oh no, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for hopping in.
Since no one joined, so.
Yeah. Well, always good talking to you. Let me see if I got some other people that want to come.
All right, see you, man.
Hang on. It looks like Race Riot Apparel is all butthurt that I was making fun of metal. He was all like, "Well, metal's better than Taylor Swift." I disagree.
Taylor Swift is a Nazi waifu, though.
Yeah, really. I mean, you know, I haven't heard any fucking songs about cucking from Taylor Swift.
I wonder if this is Photoshop.
Okay, well, apparently I don't have other callers. I thought this guy wanted in, but he just friended me. Ooh, that's nice. God, I'd fuck the shit out of her. I just adore Taylor Swift. Like that's true waifu material right there. You know what? I've been saying since basically since I had this channel and there was like 9 people listening that like I fucking love Taylor Swift, and not just because I'd like to fuck her, although yes I would. I mean I'd like to fuck her in front of a mirror so she'd have to watch me defile her. But honestly, I like Taylor Swift the brand because, especially a few years ago when we lived at when we were under peak feminism, it was just so nice to have a chick like out in the mainstream that was unapologetically girly. In a world of bitchy feminists, she was a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people like to signal and just hate on her. I never got why she was so bad. I guess kind of her fans were maybe a bit annoying, but I don't know.
Well, her fans are mostly teenagers and mostly teenage girls. Of course they're fucking annoying. I mean, shit. Most fans of anything are annoying anymore, I think.
Uh-huh.
Race's text is messaging me on Skype. He's saying 20 ex-boyfriends makes a great trad wife. Okay, see, here's the thing. Like, I didn't say I love Taylor Swift the person because I don't fucking know Taylor Swift the person. I like Taylor Swift the brand. All right? I don't know the person. I like the persona she puts out. And the persona she puts out, she's very good at maintaining it, is that she is a delicate flower who's been done wrong by all these terrible men.
Jolie, I can send you the link on Facebook if Bechtloff's okay with you coming on.
Yeah, Jolly can hop on because I don't, Okay. I kind of thought he was the one messaging me, to be honest.
Here, I'll just...
Yeah, he can be the next caller. Hop on. Fucking A. I like what you're doing with the background here, Luke. I gotta say, I very much approve.
I like this new program I'm using.
Yeah, I like what you're using it for. A lot of dead air tonight. I apologize. Not a ton I really had to talk about. I've mostly just.
If there's one commentary I'd like to make, I would really like CNN to drop the Russia narrative, actually criticize Trump for something.
I would like CNN to drop out of Marine One.
Well, that too.
One at a time. Single file. Let's get this done. Jolly Crocodile, what's on your mind?
I just wanted to say this stream is pretty low T.
It's very low energy.
I think everything's low T.
No, just because recently I just realized that revelation from John Steele that everything is low T.
Yes,
except John Steele.
Liking things makes you lame.
Yes, I mean, with the fucking comic books, I mean, there's nothing more low T than comic books because they only sell that to like little girls nowadays.
Well, nowadays, yeah. I'm not gonna. I can't argue the fact that Marvel Comics right now is low T as fuck.
Yeah, so I don't know. You guys talking about like fucking Taylor Swift, so I thought I should jump on and like save your stream. Argent was here too, and you know he's been pretty low T lately. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Something's going on in Canada. They're probably like putting even more chemicals in your water or something. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, that reminds me. Jim actually posted an article where apparently, there's the Down syndrome squirrel girl over at Marvel. God, that artist is so terrible. Like, I think 10 years from now, everyone's going to make fun of the social justice in comics the way we made fun of like dumb 90s shit, like pouches on everything. Don't replace Taylor. Don't replace Taylor Swift with Down syndrome squirrel girl. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not quite sure because if you look at the artist of the people drawing this, they're ugly. But Squirrel Girl looks like nightmare material. She looks like not
and she never looked like that before. She kind of looked a little dorky, but in like a cute girl next door kind of way. You know,
I don't know how far the comics industry can fall because I had a lot of problem with comics, like never-ending storylines, relationships constantly breaking up and going back to normal and stuff. But recently, it's been absolutely ridiculous, and I don't understand this fetish with like swapping character races. Like in the new Spider-Man movie, they had the MJ character, but her name is like Michelle Jones.
Oil Driller.
Oh God! As much as I like the new Spider-Man movie overall, first of all, the diversity casting is annoying with the black MJ, but also. Even that aside, because it is technically an original character, it's not Mary Jane Watson. Okay, fine. But they call her aside, yeah, they do call her MJ, but she's not Mary Jane Watson. She's something else. But again, even that aside, that character is fucking insufferable.
Well, one, I don't understand because Mary Jane's supposed to be in the comics. She's spunky, she's funny, she's kind, and she's like a fucking supermodel. I legitimately thought the Zendaya, I think is her name. They don't have a last name in the credits. Her name is just Zendaya. I thought she was a man in the first trailer I saw. I thought she was like the comedy buddy. Oh, by the way, do you guys notice how they're sneaking in a bunch of Asians nowadays, a bunch of Chinese people suddenly becoming backup characters because of the Chinese market?
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, I kind of like the fat Filipino friend. I thought he was a good addition.
China economy is reason shit movie like Transformers keep being made.
China's economy is so strong that it's propping up all of our Jewish bullshit.
Shitty movie franchise like Pirates of the Caribbean make China economy strong.
I wish it was Japan because the Jews fear the samurai, but unfortunately the Jews do not fear the Chinaman. No, but like if you look at the fucking like group of Flash Thompson in the movie, Flash Thompson's like this tall blonde, jock in the comics. In the movie, he's like an Indian kid that's even shorter than Peter Parker.
Yeah,
and even nerdier.
I mean, it's not like they went with like it would still be diversity casting, but if it was some huge black guy that was on the football team, at least you would have kind of had the spirit of character somewhat
at least,
right.
Yeah, if it was a huge black guy, at least Bechtloff would have got some enjoyment out of the movie. But no, we had to settle for the
seriously.
Indian.
Like I don't mind every single time you do it. There's two reasons I mind it. Number one, if you're completely missing the point of the character. Number two, there's a hideous fucking double standard where if you changed a non-white character to white, everyone would fucking lose their shit. It's either okay to do or it's not.
Well, this only goes one way, as everyone knows.
Exactly.
And the thing is, like, if you look at the Avengers now, I don't even think there's a white person in the Avengers anymore.
There's Hawkeye.
I mean, a white straight person.
In the comics. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the comics. It's a fucking mess in the comics.
I mean, even then, I mean, if you count Jews, there's like half of them are not even white. But anyways, no, I mean, like it's getting pretty ridiculous now. Like the group of smart kids is literally one of every race. I mean, literally like one of every demographic. It's almost cartoonish.
So you're saying this takes place in Toronto?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I like to say that it's kind of the Burger King Kids Club mentality.
Takes place in New York.
You
And
know
the
what
main bad
the
guy-
most blackmailing thing ever was was like I had to turn it off just because I was afraid someone was going to dox me. But the responses to my like Canada Day video was all just people screaming at me. I guess liberals.
That's unfortunate. You know, and the bad guy, if anyone noticed, there's like a parallel between Peter Parker and the Vulture, as like they're both new and upcoming guys fighting against the Man. You know,
Well,
with Tony Stark and the.
This is a common theme that ends up running with Spider-Man. It usually ends up being Norman Osborn, but there's kind of always a villain that ends up taking sort of a dark father figure role with Peter, because I mean he is, you know, his father died when he was young. He lost his uncle, who was his surrogate father. So that's why, you know, that entire movie is him. looking for a father figure
Doc
to
Ock was kind of like going to be a mentor figure to him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That entire like movie was him looking for a father figure in Tony Stark, and you know, and then there's sort of that kind of dark shadow of that with Keaton. Keaton's Vulture was fantastic, though. That was a really excellent part.
It's probably the only time I've actually enjoyed the Vulture instead of like the 70-year-old man in the comics with like that skin tight green spandex suit that he wears. Like this Vulture was actually pretty intimidating. No, but
the only good thing about the movie. From
the other thing, oh goddamn! Did you guys see the actress that plays Pepper Potts? She hit the fucking wall. Oh my god! Like she came out and she was like, looked like she was 20 years older.
Yeah, she's gotten old. She's definitely gotten older.
But when I saw her, I didn't even know it was the same person.
One of the big reasons her role's been downplayed in these movies, and it's the same with what the fuck is her name? The chick playing Jane Foster.
Did you?
Yeah, the Natalie Portman. The pair of them have had their roles downplayed for the simple fact that they are apparently insufferable to work with.
I mean, look at them. They both look like they're horrible to work with.
I never found Natalie Portman like attractive.
I was always there's pictures of Natalie Portman without makeup on, and her skin is really dark, and her hair is really curly, and she looks like a total Jewess. So all the movie stuff you see, I mean, she has like lightened skin, and her hair is all straightened. So that's not how she looks in real life. But
yeah,
no, like
they wrote them out of like, I mean, you know, we won't be seeing Natalie Portman in these movies again.
Thank God. Her character was shit anyways.
Yeah, you know, she's not going to pop up in Avengers 3. She's not signed up for that. And I mean, basically everybody's fucking signed on for that.
Thor has a wife anyway, so I don't know why they even.
Thor 3 is not going to have her in it.
Thor 3 looks pretty bad.
Another ambiguous love interest. What's her name?
Thor's married to Sif in mythology and in the comics, but for some reason he's dating a Jewess in the movies.
I don't know, because I like Sif kind of as much as I can like anybody in a Marvel movie. I was wondering like why he wasn't with her.
Well, he is in the comics now, but he was with Jane Foster for a while early in the comics.
But yeah, I was saying the comparison between Peter Parker and the main bad guy. You notice they're both race mixers. I wasn't expecting that. And then at the end of the movie, they pulled out that they're both like race mixers. So I was like, okay, well, thanks. I don't think there was one like.
Is the Vulture a rice farmer or?
No, the Vulture is I don't know what you call a black. He's fucking a black chick. Jungle Fever.
Oil driller. Okay.
Yeah. So there's that.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think Thor 3 looks like shit. I'm just gonna say
it does look like shit. It looks like the worst Thor movie, and it's sad because I like Thor.
No, it can't be as bad as the Dark World. Nothing can be as bad as
the Dark World's just incredibly forgettable. I can't.
No, the Dark World.
I can't remember anything about that movie except for like the scientists throwing like shit into the dimensional portal.
No, like the Dark World was one of the worst mainstream movies I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far because it was
just fucking atrocious.
They're trying to make Thor like an alien or like some kind of fucking science fiction movie. Instead, they should be trying to make it like Lord of the Rings. Oh well.
Well, in the comic, Thor is kind of an alien. That is established lore.
I know he's not supposed to be an actual god. That's because, you know, you can't really have like actual gods running around and like.
All
I mean, the whole
the
universe is
various
really
god
jumbled.
pantheons in Marvel Comics are basically, I don't know, the way I could describe it is it's like Q from Star Trek, only they had no personalities, and when they came down to Earth, they just took on the forms of the various mythologies of Earth, and then they came to believe they were those things.
So
Well,
we
it's all
was
written by-
aliens.
Yeah, it's all written by Jews. So like the in DC, the guy who wrote the New Gods and like Darkseid and Highfather, and all he based that all of like the the Old Testament and the Bible. Like Highfather's supposed to be Moses. So I mean, both Marvel and DC is written by Jews. So of course, they're not going to actually make Greek or Norse gods actual gods.
Someone's asking Iron Man 2 levels of bad. I think it was Iron Man 2 is, and I maintain this, the most mediocre movie ever made.
I don't even know why they made it.
It was like
They were afraid the brand was going dormant for too long.
when I watched Iron Man 2, I felt like I hadn't
Captain
watched
America
it.
and Thor were a good couple of years away, and they didn't want the studio was afraid they couldn't let the brand go too dormant for too long.
They
So
gotta
they
keep the
literally
hype up,
made
I
it as
guess.
filler while they were waiting on other movies.
You don't need that much effort to make a good superhero movie. I don't know why this is so hard for people.
I gotta say something. I kind of like the DC universe ones better, just because they're less mediocre. Like if they're shitty, they're kind of like Suicide Squad was epically shitty. Like that was like fascinating.
Like I genuinely liked Wonder Woman a lot. I didn't care for the other ones that much though.
I haven't seen Wonder Woman. I will say, watching Man of there's a bunch of black Amazons in that. I will say, watching Man of Steel made me realize that I don't understand why they put I don't understand why you would put Superman in a controversial situation when you have complete control of the script. Like you didn't have to write him in a situation. Like okay, maybe Superman would break somebody's neck to save a family. Why did you write him in a situation where he had to do that? It's completely unnecessary. They just wanted him to break somebody's neck on screen.
Am I the only person here who really liked Man of Steel?
I thought it was
thought it
alright.
was-
I mean,
I like the
It's-
parallels between Zod and Superman, as like Zod is.
I like that
I
Zod
just like-
actually had a motivation in that movie because, like in Superman 2, his motivation is he's just a dick. Whereas
Zod was pretty
in Man of
base, to
Steel,
be
he
honest.
actually has genuine motivation and reason for doing what he's doing.
It was like we must secure an existence for the Kryptonian people and for Kryptonian children.
Exactly. Which is why Zod gets 2 big thumbs up in my mind. Zod was Jew-wise.
I love when he kills the council. That was my favorite part. The notorious council that's in like every movie.
I don't know. I'm kind of sad about superheroes because they could have had so much potential, but what they've become now is basically a mockery of what they could have been. I mean, a lot of the superheroes are totally ripped off from other characters. Like Superman is ripped off from John Carter, and Batman is ripped off from the Shadow.
Don't talk about John Carter. Like, just don't mention John.
I like
Carter.
John Carter. He's pretty cool.
You like the movie?
No, the book. The book is responsible for like modern science fiction, just like Lord of the Rings is responsible for modern fantasy.
I don't think that John Carter movie's that bad, to be honest. I thought it was alright.
Awful.
It is a pretty awful movie.
It's a Disney movie. Modern Disney movie. Like what? Other than Frozen, what was the last like watchable product?
Oh, I hated Frozen.
Out?
Yeah, I didn't like Frozen that much.
Yeah, I liked
That was
Frozen.
predictable the whole way through.
I was kind of rooting for the guys that wanted to kill her because
Did
you did trap a whole bunch of diplomats in an icy tomb. I mean, that's kind of an act of war.
I think it's
So
base.
I was sort of with the other guys that like, let's cut her head off, see if that fixes it.
The Jewish guys who wanted to force open the kingdom for exploitative trade deals.
Well, I lost any sympathy for the character when her sister shows up. Like, you got to fix this. She's just like, no, I don't want to. Like, okay,
Yeah.
your whole kingdom's dying and you've committed an act of war against diplomats. But yeah, you just go ahead and sit up in your fucking igloo.
Yeah, Disney's been
Oh.
pretty shitty for a long time.
Yeah, I'm getting quite tired of the making movies just like I don't know. They make $100 million movies, multi-million-dollar movies, just so they could push like an agenda. And if you think about it, the Black Princess, she wasn't even a princess. Why do they call her Black Princess? Tiana was like a fucking waitress. But you had the Black Princess, I guess, and
That movie
Elsa.
was fucking.
What'd you say, Argent? You cut out?
I was just saying The Princess and the Frog was shit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Good.
And Frozen was just made pretty much to have, I guess, a lesson in like don't fall in love too soon or something. I guess that was, but and love your sister.
I hate the fucking degenerates who claim that it's a lesbian movie.
Ugh.
I mean, they're sisters.
Supposedly, from what I understand, Frozen had like several different scripts that got hobbled together.
Feels like it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels.
It did give us Shut It Down.
What is that Let It Go thing? That song was not good enough to merit the popularity it got.
I liked that song.
It was all right.
I mean, it followed the
it
basic
was
guideline of
all
a song. It had like the basic. Oh man, I'm not into music, so I can't explain it well. But just the template of the song was like a lot of other popular songs have it. They just had a slightly different sound and lyrics.
It looks like Luke is throwing up a white Luke Cage for us or something.
He's too black to be made
Really?
white.
Oh my god. Hold on. Oh.
We was Luke Cage and shit.
We was Luke Cage.
No, that doesn't work. If white.
We was bulletproof.
Huh.
Jolly, it's always kind of surreal to talk to you just because you're so much less
Uh-oh.
memey in person.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to describe it.
You mean I talk shit in the chat and I'm like an actual person in conversation?
You're a real human being.
I'm a real human being.
And a real hero.
You know? I'm sorry, Argent. Like I get really fucking bored because I have no friends, and when a fucking live stream comes on, I can't. Everywhere I go, I'm a shitpost. And then when I actually get on,
I thought he was actually a crocodile in sunglasses.
I don't know. What did you think I was going to be, Bechtloff? Well, I am a crocodile in sunglasses, but
I thought it somehow learned to type.
I mean, what did you anticipate, Bechtloff? Because I go on your streams and I shitpost mercilessly.
Oh, I don't know. I barely pay attention to the chat too, so I haven't really developed it.
You don't read my name out when you read my comments too, so I never get credit for it.
I don't read anybody's name out when I read comments.
Yeah, but I want credit for my comments after the stream is done, so people know who made that funny comment when they're watching it. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I just came on. I upped your T levels. Thank God about that. I mean, you were losing like 7 viewers.
Well, you know, it's unmanly to like things. You have to remember that.
No, I mean, you know, the only thing you should be doing is fucking like hose until you're like 50, and then you should worry about the white race. And
then you drink, and maybe like you whittle furniture out of wood for a hobby, but that's it.
And sell it to
I collect stamps. I mean, that's really the highest T thing you can do. And I listen to Matt Forney while I do it.
I found Tumblr's version of Taylor Swift.
Wait, what's Tumblr's version?
What is this?
What is it? What's going on?
Oh, that's kind of nice.
That doesn't look so bad. She doesn't have the Tumblr nose.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like 400 pounds or black or both.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? I don't think you're on Tumblr. You're just on like a normal site.
No, that was the first thing that came up. Oh wait, Pinterest, but it says Tumblr attached to it.
Oh, okay.
Well. Sorry, who is that?
That's supposed to be Taylor Swift.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
That's Taylor a bad drawing. Why is that supposed to be a bad drawing of her or something?
No, just for Bechtloff.
Oh, well, that looks
Taylor Swift.
I edge myself all stream, so.
No, I came up with that meme, by the way. I'm the one who started that. You know, so if you just read my fucking comments, people would know that I came up with the meme. I do read your
comments. I just don't read the name.
You read out the name. That's the important part. Is that I get attention and advertisement for my channel. I'm building it up. Anyway, yeah, Taylor Swift.
He's going to be on Channel Awesome soon.
Taylor Swift that's the goal. That's the goal. The real goal is to get a Mr. Medicare video about me and my tisms. But no, like, did you guys know Taylor Swift is related to Katy Perry? It's really fucking weird.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous people related to each other.
Huh? Isn't that a coincidence?
Okay, I have a confession. I kind of like some of Katy Perry's music. It's my confession. I kind of like some of Lady Gaga's music too. I just like really repetitive, catchy, like pop sounding songs. So
Honestly, when it comes to degenerate pop, I think I can outdo you because I kind of like Kesha stuff.
ooh, Kesha, yeah.
That was America's favorite hoe bag right there.
Hmm.
And then she falsely accused a manager of rape, and then we didn't get to have Kesha music no more.
Well, I'm gonna be out. Yeah, that's another attractive picture of Katy Perry. Where are you finding these things?
Google search.
It's
Oh, okay.
it's sad when like attractive. I don't know if there's anything sadder than when attractive women destroy themselves.
Oh yeah, what the hell happened to Katy Perry? Like, she
If
cut her hair short.
Like
And,
Katy Perry, like Miley Cyrus used to be really pretty.
well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure. God damn, that is not an attractive picture of Katy Perry.
yeah, that's not good.
What the hell is that? Get that off the screen, please. No, the thing with the like, I'm pretty sure it's just Hollywood and the Jewish controlled business. Like
Illuminati. Okay.
what?
I was trying to say Jewish Illuminati, but
Yeah, fucking Argent. No, I can't do it. No, the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure it's just the fucking entertainment industry probably transferring a lot of trauma in their minds and doing a lot of damage. Because
Common Filth had a really good point where he's talking about Shia LaBeouf, and he was all like, "I don't make fun of him because I think the reason he's going crazy is he's probably like having post-traumatic stress to some sort of casting couch situation when he was a child star." And I'm like,
Oh,
"You're probably right."
people are fucking disgusting. Like just some of the shit I hear about it.
Juminati is what it would be. Juminati.
Illuminati. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. If you get, by the way, I got to bring this up before I forget. That girl Zendaya who plays MJ is dating Tom Holland apparently, and I thought he was fucking gay, Tom Holland, but apparently he's not. Tom Holland's the guy who plays Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's weird. She was just insufferable in that. The diversity casting aside, even if that would have been a redhead and written in that exact way, I would have hated it.
I don't know. She didn't. She had like all she did was
She just sulked and then she bitched about like stuff in DC was built by slaves or some shit. It's like, shut the fuck up.
that was her only
Well,
line.
they actually had that in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
You're like,
But I didn't.
and it's
watch
like,
it then.
sweetie, everything was built by slaves for like 99% of human
We
history.
was
All right.
eggs.
Just
I don't
be
think-
glad you live in that 1% of time.
I legitimately don't think that it was built by slaves. I mean, maybe I'm wrong here.
I don't
But
I don't think the Washington Monument was built by slaves.
Is it built out of fucking cotton? I mean, I don't know what the fuck she thinks it's built
No, I
out
mean
of.
you need like skilled craftsmen to build.
No, it's built out of stone, so they brought in some Jewish slaves out of Egypt.
God, she looks like a fucking man. She still looks like a tranny to me. I don't know why they do this. And everyone in that movie, all the men in that movie were like shorter than all the girls. What the fuck is going on? You know, as a manlet, I appreciate being represented, but it's still a little. Robert Downey Jr. is shorter than Tom Holland, and they kept having that like standing on a stool when he was next to Tom Holland because they can't have fucking Iron Man be shorter than a guy who's in high school. Oh, I thought that was hilarious.
I saw a meme because there's that one scene in there where Tony's taking the high-tech suit from him, and he's like, "I'm nothing without this suit." And he's like, "If you're nothing without that suit, you shouldn't have it." And then somebody like switched it around to Spider-Man being like, "Well, why don't you get rid of your suit?"
But that's what?
In Iron Man 3, he did.
Spider-Man still has superpowers though. Like
Yeah, he still has. It was lame. Part of it was he had grown too dependent on the tech in the suit.
Yeah, but in Iron Man 3, there was a tiny, like, 15 minutes of him without the suit. So technically, it's not like a hypocritical thing to say if you really think about it, I guess.
I don't know.
It's like without the suit,
I just hate most Marvel movies. I thought Iron Man 3 was shitty.
Without the suit, he's still Spider-Man. He can still rip you in half like a phone book.
And yeah, he could probably be like half the fucking modern Avengers. Like the Avengers aren't that powerful in this version. I mean, most of them are just normal dudes.
I would
So,
say
yeah.
strength-wise, only Thor and Hulk could outdo him easily. I mean, and this
Vision.
version of Thor, he could probably go toe-to-toe with.
I hate Vision. Like, why is he part of the Avengers? He's just.
I don't know. He's recognizable because he's red and green.
I
He makes a good action figure, Argent, is the reason.
Yeah. Well, the actress who plays Scarlet Witch is really hot, so like I'm okay with her being in it.
I think she has a weird face.
Yeah, well.
And her
I get
powers
it.
are like telekinetic powers. It's not what they are in the comic.
Isn't it chaos manipulation?
Yeah,
Or
it's
something?
sort of like
Causality.
yeah, this weird
She's
sort
kind
of
of like a member of the God Hand.
yeah,
Pretty
it's,
much.
but that's the thing. Like they had to dumb it down. They're afraid they couldn't explain to somebody that this person, manipulates probability on a quantum level real quick, and they're like, just make it mind bullets.
Well, what are you guys' hopes for Justice League, by the way? Because
I think
it's the next
I
big
I think
thing,
it
right?
could be like epically shitty.
Yeah, it looks.
I hope. I kind of hope it is. I mean, well, one, like they're introducing how many different characters at once? Like nine different characters.
We was Atlanteans.
Yeah.
I think it's really weird that like there's a better looking version of Flash on TV than in the fucking big screen.
Yeah. And
Well,
they
they're
can't
not
even
played by the same guy.
No, they're not.
That's
They're not in the
awkward.
same. They're not in the same continuity. And they basically turned the Flash into Peter Parker in this movie. It looks like.
Oh, this is adorable. They tried to compare Spider-Man to Breakfast Club.
Are there people who unironically like Aquaman?
Well, Aquaman's pretty cool in the comic book.
Oh, he is?
There's one Aquaman version. It's like the Sunken King. I forget what the comic line is, but there's one where he's long haired and he has a hook for a hand and he has like a beard. And that version is pretty cool. But most of the time, he's a pretty big weenie.
Well, the only reason Aquaman really has this bad stereotype is that everyone has the cultural memory of the Super Friends in their head, and that they can't escape that. So that's why everyone's like, Aquaman's lame, because that's just what generally people think of when they think of Aquaman.
I like Batman less as time goes on. I think his whole thing is a bit stupid. His whole non-killing thing. I just don't think it works. Like, it worked when comic books were absurd and like the Joker was shocking people into being unconscious. It doesn't work when Batman's facing like people worse than.
Well, one of the biggest problems with it, in my opinion, is that Batman is somebody like Batman or Daredevil or whatever. Any of the like street level guys that's like, no, I'm not going to kill. They are bound to accidentally kill someone.
I mean,
Like, no matter how much you're trying to be non-lethal.
Well, you're
I mean,
beating the shit
if you just beat somebody up and you could accidentally just give them a concussion or some shit and they're dead. They don't wake up.
They make in like the animated movies and even in the Injustice 2 game, they were making comments about how Batman was giving them basically permanent brain damage and permanent life-crippling injuries every time he fought a person, and it's basically what it is. I mean,
the Injustice games I kind of think the plot's interesting.
Like, there's a scene in the Daredevil show, and I really like the Daredevil show, but there's a scene in there where like he basically throws this thug down like this stairwell, right? And I'm like, there's at least like a 40% chance you kill that guy right there. He just hits his head wrong and he snaps his neck.
In the Aquaman outfit?
That's the redhead chick. That's Aquaman's wife.
That's weird. She's never worn anything that fucking silly.
No, that's
She
about
looks
what
nice,
the
though.
costume looks like in the comic.
Wait a minute. Did she change? Okay, wait. Is that the Aquaman's wife from the movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
Okay, so they changed Aquaman into some Samoan, but they kept his wife a redhead. Okay.
I would have liked Jason Momoa as Namor. But
Jason Momoa?
Whatever. The dude, the guy that played Conan, the guy that's Aquaman. I would have liked him as Namor because he looks like Namor, and when you watch the Justice League trailer, he's playing the character like Namor. But yeah, he doesn't work as Aquaman.
He doesn't even work as Namor. You can't film a Namor movie. He walks around in fucking fist scale underwear.
Well, he doesn't always walk around in that outfit. There's been other.
That's his most recognizable outfit.
That is his most common one. I'll give you that. But
I mean, come on.
Is he a villain or something from the
Namor?
Yeah.
He's basically Marvel's Aquaman, although he's actually predates Aquaman.
He's edgier, and he's like less friendly, I think, is what his deal's supposed to be.
Like half the time Namor's like a hero, and then half the time he's like going crazy and he's waging war against the surface dwellers. And they actually explain that in the comic because he's half Atlantean and half human. And if he doesn't spend approximately equal time on land and under the sea, he starts to go batshit insane.
That's fucking weird. Yeah,
Uh,
why would you even have a king like that, where he's like he has to spend equal time in two
Yeah,
different
he-
environments?
He's like
He's sort-
Spock. You were born of two worlds.
he's sort of king in name only. Like everyone else just runs the show behind him. He's more a figurehead at this point. But like sometimes he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to join the Avengers," and then sometimes he's like, "I'm going to kill everybody." He's insanely powerful in the comic, though. He's like almost nearly Hulk level strength. So
Yeah. They
So
have this
is-
tendency to like hype characters' power levels up to like the standard of 100 tons.
it
Like
kind
they
of
lift 100.
it kind of makes sense with somebody like Namor or Aquaman for the simple fact that like just the mere fact that they can be comfortable at like the crushing depths of the bottom of the ocean, but also, be able to survive at the surface shows they have to be pretty durable.
Yeah, Lock Cole brings up a good point that I was going to bring up. Michael Keaton killed a lot of people as Batman.
Yeah, he was throwing motherfuckers, especially in Batman Returns. But like,
Yeah.
there's one guy in like the first Batman he throws out of the fucking church tower.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ever established a no killing rule in those movies.
I would just prefer if Batman kills like the head villains and then just beats the shit out of like the minions. And he doesn't have to kill everyone. There's a happy medium here. You don't have to like.
There is Wolverine's a good character that does that happy medium. Wolverine will kill people, but like he's not going to necessarily like stab a surrendering villain or something like that. He does have restraint. He's not full on Punisher.
I don't know. I mean, if they want to go with like having the Joker like run around with his face as his own mask and like killing millions of people, they're going to have to like I don't know. Kind of make Batman a little more serious. Oh, like that. Yeah, in that movie, he was like
that
killing.
reminded me in Injustice how the Joker literally kills millions of people, and Batman's like, "No, we can't."
Well, it makes more sense for a character like Superman to have a no killing rule for the simple fact that, like, if you had that kind of that much power, you'd want to draw hard lines in the sand for yourself. Like, I'm not gonna do.
Well, he
this
can
no matter
afford
what.
to do that.
Well, yeah, but also like you wouldn't want to. Batman's constant argument, and there is some truth to this, is if I cross this line, I'm going to just keep crossing lines over and over again until I go crazy. And that's much, much more of a concern if you're somebody like Superman. Because if you're somebody like Batman, the rest of the Justice League will just take your ass down. But if you're somebody like Superman, well, that's a much bigger problem.
I mean, the whole point of Batman is like he's as crazy as the people he's fighting. So I don't know. I mean, he dresses up in a bat costume and
Has
like
that always
scares
been a
people.
thing, or was that just introduced in the Nolan movies? That he doesn't kill people?
You see the comics from his perspective, so of course he's not going to see himself as crazy. But I mean, if you look at it objectively, there's probably way better ways you could go about this than like.
I saw a
taking
really
decades.
interesting article that in the Nolan movies, the Joker did far more good for Gotham than Batman. Because the Joker was such this negative example that he actually inspired good in a lot of the common citizens. And the Joker did way more to clean up the crime syndicates than Batman.
Right, because he killed them all. I think in the new Injustice game, I forget what his name is, but the Robin of the Time has like a big rant about like how Batman has done absolutely nothing to clean up crime, and like how he won't kill out of pride. Or something like that.
I think that's right.
And that's kind of the thing with like Ned Stark too, is he kind of is like, oh, I'm doing this because it's the moral thing to do. But I think there's a lot of pride that underlies that. More so than
I just got.
Sorry.
Oh no, I read the Game of Thrones. I read the first 3 books, and I'm probably gonna get the 4th one eventually. But I kind of. It's like really boring, actually. Like not much happens, and the books really do repeat themselves a lot. I'm not really impressed by the
breaking
books.
their fast.
Yeah. You know
Salt
nothing, Jon
cheese?
Snow. You know
Soft
nothing, Jon Snow. The thing with the you know nothing, Jon Snow, it got to a point where I would literally just not read Jon Snow chapters because it was guaranteed that he was going to be cold. He was going to be anxious about something, and that girl was going to not shut the fuck up with her like signature line that she was going to.
I skipped all the Dorne chapters, all the Daenerys chapters. Do you read the Daenerys chapters?
Daenerys to me was the only one who was tolerable because they were actually like doing adventures, and all the other what Arya was based. Arya's chapters is her being hungry and
They're
filthy.
the worst. No, the
But yeah,
dork
she's just like
chapters are the worst. But yeah.
hungry and filthy, and she's just kind of like rolling on the floor, and everyone's like beating her. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not really interesting. That's like 50 pages of her just fucking around.
Jon Snow's chapters are pretty boring. Like, I'm weird because Sansa's my favorite character, so yeah.
Yeah, stuff kind of happens with Sansa,
I like
but usually
hers,
she's.
and I like her, and I like Davos a lot.
I was kind of sympathetic towards. I just like Daenerys chapters because Jorah was kind of interesting. I kind of like the unrequited love thing, but he just got sent away. Like there wasn't even like nothing much really happened there.
Lord
Daenerys is like an incredibly boring character, like you said in your character profile. She's basically just a non-character who does like unrealistic. I don't know why people say the series is dark, because the two main the three really, if you think, what's the dwarf's name?
Tyrion.
Yeah, if you think like the three protagonists are Tyrion, Jon Snow, and Daenerys, and they're all basically have hearts of gold, and they're real good
Disney
characters.
protagonists. Jon Snow's
Like,
literally a Disney protagonist.
This isn't like a dark series. This is like, I don't know. They're like Penny Dreadful novels, basically. And the guy needs to jack off before he writes a chapter, because there are a lot of sex scenes that I could tell he just got like horny and kept writing, and then like wrote himself into a sex scene.
He clearly has a thing for Daenerys.
He clearly has a thing for like rape. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but it's kind of disturbing after a while.
It's always the male feminist.
Alan Moore is the king. Like, Alan Moore is like the biggest rape fetish of like anybody. I call it the League of Extraordinary Rapists. And like somebody did, I think it was like as a joke, the top 10 Alan Moore rape scenes.
Oh no! By the way, Stannis Baratheon, literally for like an entire novel, his only dialogue was "mine by rights."
No, I used to call him Stannis Mine by Rights Baratheon. I've just fallen out of practice doing that, but yeah.
He literally, that's all he said in the whole fucking novel is like "mine by right," and he said it a lot. He didn't say it once, and then they cut away. He said that like 5 times in a scene that he was in, and through the whole book, he would just keep appearing and saying it's "mine by right." So that
I call him Stannis Mine by Rights Baratheon.
So yeah. I don't like the books that much. It's not that impressive.
All right, Jolly, you got anything else on your mind? Because I want to get to one more caller before I wrap up.
Yeah, I got a lot on my mind. I think this stream is low T. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by Argent, really. I'm kind of sad you're here, Argent, to be honest. I mean, your streams are usually higher T than Bechtloff, but, you know, maybe you're trying to help him like I am. I'm sad for everyone in the chat right now because, you know...
I'm trying to cuck myself to make him...
Yeah, I know Argent has, you know, we're friends on Facebook, and he has a questionable last name of maybe Hebraic origin.
Yeah.
And he's really into cucking. He gets sexual pleasure from coming on the stream. I do. That's really weird. But anyways, yeah, I guess that's it. Hope I upped your T levels. I mean, you know, you dropped like 3 listeners.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Bye, Bechtloff. It was nice talking with you.
Bye, Jolly.
All right, I'm going to bring in Black James, and then we're going to wrap this up. Ah, good. More Taylor Swift pictures. That's what we need.
Raise up those T levels.
Damn right. I'm just, this is low energy fucking stream, but there's not a lot to talk about this week, and I'm tired as shit.
It is what it is. Nothing we can do.
Yeah, there's bug stream mechanics.
Nothing I can do.
I mean, hey, I gave you all a stream with Jim this week, so yeah.
Which was awesome.
Make sure you head down there and you know, send me the shekels there, boys. I need them shekels.
You haven't plugged Race Riot Apparel. Are you just not doing it this week, or?
He hasn't been a sponsor for a little while.
Oh, he hasn't? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's not like he dropped. You know, my sponsors tend to wander in and out.
Oh, okay.
They buy like chunks of ads for a while. Hey, Black James, what's on your mind?
I heard y'all talking about the SJW bullshit going down over in Marvel, and I just wanted to hop in to comment on how these people have obliterated my favorite comic book universe, torn it literally to shreds, and like just held it down and raped it for nonsense.
But in all fairness, like Marvel, it looks like they want to turn their shit around.
That was my all fairness. That was me being more generous to these cocksuckers than they deserve.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. What's going on at Marvel is inexcusable. But it does look like the higher ups are turning things around. It's just there was a ton of shit that had to like play its fucking course.
Yeah.
It's weird that
you're right.
It's weird that DC got itself turned around faster because DC had such fucking a continuity mess. Like all Marvel has to do is stop doing the faggy shit it's doing. You know what I mean?
You want to know why I really think it was easy for DC to pull itself around so much quicker? Because first off, the continuity problem in the problem. You can just rewrite some stuff and bam. Secondly, they weren't trying to do this shit because they actually believed it. When they tried to do some PC bullshit, it was because Marvel was doing it and they thought that was like a trend and they were trying to rip it off essentially.
Yeah, so Marvel was definitely
when someone is trying to rip someone else off and they realize the person they're trying to rip off is a moron, they can stop ripping that person off a lot quicker than the moron can stop being an idiot.
And Marvel just accelerated so fucking fast down it. I mean, like, look, it's you could point to something, some dumb leftist shit at any time in basically any medium, but it was right after about 2012 when Marvel hit the fucking gas on the SJW shit hardcore. I mean, just went.
Honestly, it was around,
and it wasn't just the replacing characters. Like, Sam Wilson's going to be Captain America for a while. Well, that in and of itself isn't a problem. The problem is A, that you replaced every white man you fucking could at once, but also B, that like it's not just that Sam Wilson is Captain America now. It's that Captain America, the book, has now become Black Lives Matter, the fucking comic.
But that's why I said they turned Captain America into Talcum X. It's like, what what are we gonna do now?
And that's actually a shame because Sam Wilson was an actual interesting, fleshed out character up until these writers got their hands on him.
Oh God, that reminds me. Speaking of which,
to be honest, I kind of like Sam Wilson's Captain America costume.
Oh, just kind of
Captain America, half the Falcon.
Just to kind of put this out here, like just some that y'all can all like kind of cringe at. Over the last week or so, I've had at least 4 different liberals tell me that because it's literally impossible for them to imagine that a black man ever voted for Donald Trump, then I'm not really a black person. I'm actually secretly a white person pretending to be black so that I can trick other black people into voting for the Republicans.
Honest to God, this was hilarious. I saw this exchange you had on Twitter. One of these guys said that you were clearly not a black person because you had a dragon as your Twitter avatar.
Oh, that was the least offensive one.
This fucking white liberal thinks he knows exactly how black people are. No. Let me explain to you, everyone, how black people are. Black people clearly would never think a dragon is cool. Like, this is what a white liberal thought. Like, no. He's got a dragon avatar.
That was the least offensive one. The really offensive one, there was at least 2 of them where I decided, like I said, like, okay, then let me just checkmate y'all ass. Here's a fucking picture, okay? And so I throw this fucking picture up, and on at least one occasion, I had the person say to me, "That doesn't count." literal fucking words. That doesn't count.
Your picture of yourself doesn't count.
Yeah. And then the other person accused me of making a fake picture so that I could like trick people.
Well, see, it's a white liberal male, so he probably just wanted a dick pic. That's what he was trying to hint around.
Sadly, the one that said that doesn't count was a black guy. The other ones were white, though. Yeah.
Oh,
well, you should have accused him of being fake.
Anyway, but enough of the lunacy that's going on in the real world. Let's go back to the fantasy world where at least the lunacy is flung into space by Superman. Marvel, the SJW Marvel thing, especially what was going on with like Squirrel Girl and stuff like that, and with Riri Williams is the one that really kind of struck me as the worst out of all of them because that guy Diversity in Comics, he did a great just explaining just how insane Riri Williams actually is. This is a character who her origin story can basically be defined as a child, she asked the teacher to be racist to her. She asked the teacher to be racist to her. so that she would have inspiration to fight against racism. When the teacher refused to, I swear to Christ, this is true.
I don't doubt it.
When the teacher refused to be racist to her, she then got angry and demanded that the teacher say something racist to her. So the teacher then commented, okay, fine. I guess you're not as smart as Tony Stark. She then felt compelled to try to prove herself smarter than Tony Stark, hence why she's now Iron Man.
So she proved
What?
herself smarter than Tony Stark
Yeah.
by creating something Tony Stark had already invented.
Something that Tony Stark built in a cave using scraps and pieces of
What
shit.
she interpreted it as racist for someone saying she's not as smart as like a genius.
Not only that, she demanded the person say this. She wouldn't sit down. She stood up in the classroom and demanded that the person say something racist to her. And the person, out of desperation to get her to shut up, said this.
Yeah.
Well, these fucking SJWs writing a lot of these Marvel comics now, it's like they have never mind how this or that ethnicity tends to act. They have no idea how a human being in general tends to act.
What the fuck are we dealing with these people? Sometimes I think to myself, like,
The only superpower that character has is shoving that afro in that Iron Man helmet. That's the only thing.
no idea.
Is her name actually Squirrel Girl or is that a joke?
No, that's Riri. No, Squirrel Girl is a superhero name.
Oh no, wait. Let's be fair now. Riri Williams is infinitely better looking than Squirrel Girl. Like, let's just all be honest with ourselves.
But she's better than how Squirrel Girl's drawn right now. All of a sudden,
Squirrel Girl was always kind of weird looking to me, but okay.
and she always was a little dorky looking. But there was actually an issue of New Avengers back when Bendis was writing it, where Squirrel Girl and like Wolverine like had this interaction where like Wolverine was like, he said something like, "I thought you had to stay 50 feet away from me" or something. Like there's this weird, like some sort of weird.
When I saw that
escapade gone wrong had gone on between the two of them.
When I saw that new Squirrel Girl art, and with the one where she looks like Derpy Hooves, I'm like, what the? Actually, no, that's insulting to Derpy. She looks like she looks infinitely more retarded than the horse with Down syndrome. I'll put it that way. And in fact, she actually looks like what a real horse with Down syndrome would probably look like, which is an entirely different discussion. But when I first saw that art, I swear to God, I got into kind of an argument, not argument, but a discussion with a friend of mine, because I told him, like, that's not real. Like, he sent me like that. It was literally that picture of her sitting on Captain America's shoulders there. The one in the bottom
that
left.
That is the cover to the issue 1 of that series.
Right, and he sent me
that
picture.
artist bringing their A game.
He sent me that picture, a friend of mine, and I literally kind of got like not pissed at him. I kind of got like snarky. I'm like, that's not real. You drew that. And he was like, no, nigga, I didn't draw that. Right here. And I was like, no, don't lie to me, motherfucker. Okay, I know what comic book art looks like. I've been reading comic books since I was 4 years old. Please, you know. And he's like, no, man, that's real. That's really what it looks like. And he literally sent me to like, I forgot what it was. I think it was like an Amazon page or something when you could order this. And I saw that, and I was like, sweet Christ above, what the fuck am I looking at?
I ripped into that artist in a reaction article a couple years ago, like that, you know, and I had some fucking leftist in the comments defending this artist. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Here's my fucking.
Every character looks like they have an extra fucking chromosome.
I drew shit back when I was a teenager and stuff. I used to, because I wanted to have my own comic books and stuff, because of course I did. And I drew shit back then that I swear to Christ above looks better than that shit.
Well, when the first time I showed it to
13.
a buddy of mine, first time I showed that artist drawing Squirrel Girl to a buddy of mine, he joked like, "It sure is nice of the Avengers to let that special needs kid pretend they're a superhero."
Oh.
But so what exactly? Because like, I'm sorry, but like I never really got what precisely is Squirrel Girl supposed to represent? Like just ugly women, or is she actually supposed to be special needs? Is she a mutant? Like I never really understood the character, so y'all gonna have to catch up with it.
Well, the actual character, I mean, she's just a little D-list. I mean, prior to this shit now, she's just a D-list superhero. That's the point of the character, who through often dumb luck ends up defeating very powerful villains.
I heard somewhere she's supposed to have beaten up Thanos.
I don't know about Thanos, but I know she is I know she fucked up Dr. Doom one time.
Oh dear God, sweet Jesus.
So she's just a joke character?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I wouldn't say entirely joke because it's like the comic typically acknowledges.
I wouldn't say
that
entirely a
she's-
joke because the joke is stupid, but okay, yeah,
the
sure.
comic acknowledges that like this is just a D-list superhero. That's not a bad premise for a book. The idea of a D-list superhero who's not taken seriously, but she's still out there trying.
Oh
You
crap!
could write a really great book with that.
Y'all see what they done to She-Hulk?
Empowered is actually a really good book. It's an indie
I'm
book,
vaguely aware
and
of
that's
Empowered.
basically the same premise.
Have y'all seen what they did to She-Hulk?
I know. Yes, I have, and I don't care. I don't know what to say about it. It's like,
Why does she look like a tranny now?
because
A stupid question. I forgot what I was talking about.
it's also fucking frustrating, man. It's like, but honestly, they're turning the shit around. Marvel in the next few months is going to start turning this shit around.
I pray to God you're right. Here's the thing. I pray to God you're right. I'm not sure.
Well, here's hang on here. Here's the concern I have. It's quite simple. I don't think Marvel's learned the right lesson here. Marvel, the executives were all like, well, I guess nobody ever wants replacement heroes. I guess nobody likes black people in comics. And all this pissy bullshit, like, everybody who doesn't like Squirrel Girl looking retarded, is a hateful bigot or some shit. No. Nobody wants their fucking comic books full of faggy leftist propaganda. That's what it is.
Oh, that reminds me.
Nobody cares if occasionally somebody takes over another hero's role or some shit like that. That's old hat in fucking comic books. That shit happens all the time. It'll piss some people off. Some people will really like it. It's all temporary. It doesn't fucking matter. It's either a nice change of pace or you don't like it, whatever. That's not what pisses people off. Nobody is pissed off that Jane Foster took over the role of Thor. What people are pissed off
but
about,
that's another discussion.
what people are pissed off about, well, some people are, but by and large, nobody. Let me put it this way:
America makes sense.
nobody is that pissed off about it. What people get really pissed off about is Jane Foster Thor comic is a fucking gender studies lecture.
Yeah, when she got into an argument about feminism with Absorbing Man.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you are arguing about the nature of like women's rights with a guy who is essentially an indestructible quasi-deity that can crush a city with his bare hands. He doesn't give a shit about men's rights, women's rights, or any kind of rights. He barely gives a shit about any human life on Earth because he can destroy a city with a thought. So why the fuck does he care about any of that?
The funniest, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here in a minute, but the last thing I'm going to leave you with, this is the funniest example of leftist propaganda in a comic book actually backfiring. There's a scene in a Wonder Woman comic from a couple years ago when DC was trying to ape Marvel's SJW shit heavily. Wonder Woman tied up this guy, and this guy's, saying all these sexist things, right?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And she had tied him up with the lasso of truth, right? And Wonder Woman says, the lasso of truth can't stop mansplaining. Now, what's really, really funny about this
God above
is that the lasso of truth, its power is that it compels you to tell the truth. In fact, there's actually was a scene one time where somebody had like a hypnotic suggestion to go attack another hero.
If what he was saying were lies, then it would be impossible for him to save them with the truth. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was actually a time when somebody was holding the lasso and they said, I'm off to kill Superman. And it surprised them because it was like this hypnotic suggestion some villain had put in them. They didn't even know.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And so like it cuts through your own self-deception. You know what I mean? Yeah. It cuts through to the absolute truth. That is the nature of this magical device.
That's the entire point.
So this leftist writer accidentally admitted that mansplaining is basically telling the truth to a feminist. Yep, there's the panel. The lasso compels truth, but it can't stop mansplaining. Because I guess the mansplaining is the truth.
The last thing I'm gonna say is that there was a period. There was two things. One is that there was a period of time when I commented that I wasn't a fan of the, like, I don't know what you would call them, the black, gay, Muslim, Hispanic Spider-Man, whatever the fuck he is, Miles Morales. I commented to someone I wasn't a fan of this person. They commented, another person commented to me that was where he said, "Oh well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised of some white supremacists from out in Texas saying something like that." And I said, like, okay, first off, I'm from fucking Detroit, nigga. Secondly, I'm a nigga. Thirdly, shut the fuck up, nigga.
I actually had somebody accuse me of being racist one time because there was this Hispanic character in a Marvel comic once that I had said, like, when this I said in like a review of this comic that when the character first came out, I was worried it was just going to be, you know, forced diversity, and I was worried that this was just going to be, you know, not really a character. And I was very impressed that it was an actual fleshed out character. And somebody says, "You hate Hispanics." And I'm like, where do you get that from there, buddy? I mean, anyway. Yeah, I kind of do, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh no, I do. I'm coming right out and say this right now, though. It's like I don't hate Hispanics. I hate illegals. Now the fact that most of them happen to be Hispanic and they want to kill my black ass so they can take over this country, that's a whole nother situation. All right. Anyway, I'm piecing out. I'm piecing out, and the last thing I want to say though is that none of this shit would have happened back during the Image era, and you know it.
Yeah, they would have sucked in a whole different way. But no, seriously, thanks for calling in. Always nice talking to you.
Peace, niggas.
Argent, Luke, you guys got any final thoughts? And we'll wrap this up.
Nope.
All right. Well, Luke, thanks for hopping in.
Good to be back.
I know you've had some day job requirements there.
Thanks for having me on, as always.
Oh yeah, thanks for being on, Argent. You're always welcome on here.
Thanks.
Hey, Luke, do you have any kind of ETA? And I'm not trying to rush you. I know it takes time. But do you have any kind of ETA on the next video on the VidMe channel?
I imagine it'll be a couple of days.
All right, cool. You know, no rush and all, but look forward to that. If you haven't checked out my VidMe channel, do check it out. There's a couple of small videos, and there's going to be regular videos coming down the pike on there. And as I said before, there was a live stream with Mr. Matoker a couple of days ago on this channel. So if you haven't checked that out, you should check that out too. And yeah, and also, you know, the tip jar down below. If you appreciate the stream, you know, tips of any size are greatly appreciated. And that's all we got for tonight, folks. Thanks for listening. Bechtloff out.